Yo guys, Kobe1386 here, back for another custom LEGO superheroes minifigure review. Now in front of you, you can see I have 5 minifigures, 3 Marvel figures and 2 DC. And I got these figures from a website called AliExpress. I will leave a link to the website in the description below. So yeah, without further ado, let's get right into the figures. First up here we have Aquaman. Now this is a DC figure, and I'm going to be completely honest with you guys, I don't really know much about Aquaman. I just know he has the same sort of powers as Namor does from the Marvel Universe. Which is like, he can psychically control marine-based animals, and he's got like super strength and all this sort of thing. But this figure really well represents his appearance in the comics. Obviously, in the upcoming Aquaman film, if you've seen the poster or kind of promo image for it, the Aquaman they're using looks completely different to this guy. Now, with the actual figure, you can see the torso has some great printing on it. My figure does have a bit of printing error on the belt, which you can see there, but apart from that, it is really well done. And you can see, if I just move his trident to one side here, you can see he does have just plain green legs and the green hands, and there is a slight printing error on his mouth as well here. And if we just turn him around here, you can see he has great printing on the back of his torso, and there's no printing errors on the belt, so you can see what it should look like on the front, which is great. The detail on it's awesome, and there is no double-sided face on this figure. Next up here we have the Winter Soldier from the film Captain America the Winter Soldier, and you can see this side of his face, as he does have a double-sided face, which I'll show you in a minute, has his full goggles and mask on. Now the only thing that I don't like about this figure is the fact, instead of his left arm being metal, it's skin coloured. Now I'm not entirely sure why that is, but it's quite an easy thing to fix. You just kind of get a metallic arm from another figure, or a grey arm, and you can use that instead. But the printing on the mask piece and the torso is amazing. I love the black and gold theme that's got on this figure. And then the printing on the legs, you can see, if I just tilt them back a bit more, you can see printing on the knee pads here. And if we just turn him round, you can see here I've also turned around his hair, and you can see the other print on his face is with his mask without the goggles on, so you can see his eyes. And then he's got the same printing continued from the front with the straps that go round and the pad on the back with the gold, and the continuation of the utility belt there. So overall, looking at this figure, if you take away the fact that his arm, is not quite accurate, it is a great minifigure. Next up here we have the comic book iteration of Cyclops. Now I love the printing on this guy. I think it's done really well. You can see with the front of the torso especially, you've got the utility belt there with the X symbol on the buckle. You've got the straps across his shoulders, again with the X symbol on. And then underneath all that, you can see the outlining of his muscles on his torso. And then with the legs, you've got the great printing down with the yellow boots down here. And then the straps around kind of his shin area, I guess is where that would be. Like that, it looks really good. And then with the face, you've got his kind of ruby quartz goggles that he wears, his visor here, and we can remove his hair here, which I personally think looks better, because if he had like a hood up like that, his hair would be under his hood thing, not over the top of it. So personally I think it looks better without the hair on it, but the hair comes with the minifigure, and it's entirely up to you whether you put it on the figure or not. And then if we turn him round here, you can see he has the continuation of the straps round on his back here, along with the utility belt round the bottom, and then you've got all the outlines of the muscles still on him here. Next up here we have the comic book iteration of the Green Arrow. I know technically on the TV series he was called Arrow, but in this previous series, if you haven't seen it, he's now changed his name to Green Arrow. But getting back to this minifigure, you can see he has the mask on his face and kind of the stubble effect there. If we look at the torso, you can see he's got his belt round him with the belt buckle, and then he's got the details kind of the side of his suit here with the lines and then the silver marks across, which is all really accurate to his comic book costume. And then on the legs you can see he's got the knee pads there. And if we quickly turn him sideways, you can have a look at his bow here. It is a compound bow. It's really cool, and I believe it's a custom print, as in it's not an official Lego mould, but I could be wrong with that, so do correct me in the comments below if I am wrong, because I'm not entirely sure. And then you can see on the back again here, he has really great printing on the back of his torso, showing all like the pieces of his suit. And then you can see here, I've removed the hood so you guys can see his reverse face, which is kind of like an angry face here. So there we have it, the comic book Green Arrow figure. And now let's move on to our final custom minifigure for today's video. And here we have Odin, father of Thor, who is our final figure for today's video. You can see this version of Odin is based off the film version, and you can see the printing on his torso does quite closely resemble the printing on Thor's torso, which we see on the Age of Ultron figure. And you can see they've really well printed the eyepiece over his eye there, and his beard, all got really great printing on it. And then he has the plain black legs. Now here I've turned the figure around and spun his cape and hair around, so you can see the printing on the back of the torso here, which is a great continuation of the design on the front. You can see like the metal bits on his shoulders, which are the clips which hold on his cape, and then his reverse face here is kind of like the angry face of the one we saw from the front. I just thought I'd say this figure here has a cape which is different to both versions of the Lego capes we've got. It feels almost like it's kind of got velvet on it. It's really soft material on the side, but it kind of folds the same way as the old capes did, so you can't sit them down in like anything without taking the cape off. But that's okay, because he's Odin, he never really sits down on anything like that anyway. But I just thought I'd let you guys know that the cape is different to both versions of the Lego cape we get. It's kind of a really soft, almost velvet-like material. And here I'll just show you his staff, which is similar to Loki's scepter in the way it's built. It just has the orange gem in it instead of a blue one. But it looks really cool with this figure and really well represents the staff which Odin has in the films. So there we have it, guys, another 5 custom Lego minifigures in this video. We had Aquaman, Winter Soldier, Cyclops, Green Arrow and Odin, just to recap. And if you guys did enjoy this video, please leave a like down below. I've got a couple more videos like this coming up within the next few weeks. And if you're new to my channel and you want to see more videos like this, please do subscribe. It helps me out a lot. And I will see you guys in the next video.